Just make sure it sounds
We'll,
on.
we'll see by tomorrow morning whether or not it's actually all on YouTube.
With a little help from that. I didn't know that mics could have channels.
We're all set. Good evening. I'd like to call our council meeting to order this November 12th. Could I have a mover and a seconder?
Okay. So moved by Councillor McGinnis, seconded by Councillor Clark, that this meeting be opened at 7 p.m.
All in favor? Carried. Next, we have the adoption of the agenda. Mover and a seconder, please.
So moved by Councillor Corbett, seconded by Councillor McGinnis, that the agenda presented to council and dated the 12th day of November 2025 be adopted as presented.
All in favor? Carried. Any disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof?
I have one, your worship, for 10B Castle Home quarterly capital levy. My spouse is an employee at Castle Home.
Okay. We have a mover and seconder for the adoption of previous minutes.
Moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor McGinnis, that the minutes of the regular council meeting of October 28th, 2025 be adopted as circulated.
All in favor? Carry. Any presentations, delegation?
None for this meeting.
Any question period?
We did not receive any questions.
Staff report. This report is from our CAO, Municipal Finance Software.
So we'll remember at our meetings that we had discussions about canceling the agreement that we had with TownSuite and moving to a bidder that had bid at the same time as TownSuite had back in 2022, but we went out to a new RFP and sent it out to the municipal software companies that currently are existing, and we received one back. So that is only the Munisoft who did respond. So we are recommending that we move forward with the Munisoft company for the municipal finance and the payroll requirements. So their quote for the system with a small municipality discount is $44,421 plus tax for the purchase of it. And then the annual renewal on the second year on it is $6,601 program. We have a demonstration with Munisoft on Thursday, but from everything that we've seen, that they will be able to provide us with the full package.
That's what I wanted to ask you. It said there will be training for one person, but is that one person training other people on it?
Yeah, so there's 4 people in the office who will be trained on it. There's 4 different positions, but they will coordinate with one person to implement that.
Okay. We'll have the motion for that here.
Sure.
Could I have a mover and a seconder, please?
So moved by Councillor Corbett, seconded by Councillor Featherstone, that staff recommend the purchase and installation of Munisoft for municipal finance and software requirements at the quoted price, and council accept this.
All in favor? Carry. Okay, next we have adoption of the committee meeting. Recreation and Fitness Committee. Next, we have the Emergency Control Group, a report by Alan.
This is the Emergency Response Program report to Council for 2025.
The report I'm about to give is a summary of the Bonfield Township Emergency Management Program. The Emergency Management of Ontario under the Civil Protection Act requires that each municipality develop and implement an emergency management program. That program includes 13 elements, and they're hazard identification, municipal critical infrastructure list, an emergency plan, a bylaw, an annual review, annual training, an annual exercise, tabletop exercise, a public education program, an emergency operations center, a community emergency management coordinator, an emergency management program committee, municipal emergency control group, ECG, and an emergency information officer. In 2024, we were compliant with all 13 elements, and we passed our compliance as a municipality. We've done so for several years. I think there was only 1 year that we actually didn't comply, and that was during a turnover between emergency management coordinators, and there was some mix up there, but we are very compliant in terms of our ability to respond to emergencies, as we saw this spring. So part of the things, the annual review and the annual exercise require us to do certain elements, and of that is as a review of mandatory knowledge areas. So our emergency control group and our program committee need to be trained annually in 5 key areas. They're about the emergency management plan, components of the management program, knowledge of procedures used, knowledge and notifications procedures, and knowledge of the location communications infrastructure and the technology. So on November 6th, we reviewed that with our 2 committees. And then we did an annual review with the program committee. And during that meeting, we evaluated the elements of our program, and we came up with some recommendations. And I have several recommendations I'd like to read to you, and what we think will improve our program. And it's mostly around the emergency management response plan. The HIRA and critical infrastructures need to be updated for our next response plan. So that's just making sure that our things have changed over time. New things have been installed. Some things have been updated. We're using cell technology. We're getting more radio technology. So to remain current, we need to update that information in the plan. The notification procedure contained in the ERP needs to be expanded and clarified, and that's to align with Emergency Management Ontario requirements. So we'll recommend that for a change, an update. The use of technology in the EOC should be tested and verified on an annual basis. And on that point, we received a grant from the Emergency Management Program Office, and we were able to make better use of technology. So we're installing a voice logging system for our first responders. So the radio system will be able to transcribe everything that's spoken over the radio. So the fire department or Public Works, when they're on a radio, they'll have a transcription at the end of the day. So they don't have to spend time making notes. They don't have to spend time logging things. So it's done automatically, and it gives us a good record in terms of hot wash, tabletop, and timestamps. So that'll be installed by the end of November. A review to existing evacuation centers should be conducted for the upcoming year. A review of the town app or equivalent public notification tools should be conducted. Again, technology is, with the advent of Teams and systems that will make it better for us to communicate in the event of emergency. And we had some findings during our storm event. And consider the logistics of mapping the critical infrastructure on our CGIS platform. We've started that, and we'll continue to do that work. So having that graphical interface, put it up on a television when we're dealing with an emergency, it's there, it's live, and it's gives us a good picture of where we're at and where we need to be. So that concludes my report. We're with the completion of this report to council, that'll complete the 13th item I had to do to be compliant, and I'll submit that report, and we'll be in good shape. Thank you.
Thanks.
Any questions, Alma?
I just want to say thank you for all of your hard work in keeping us up to date. Alan, I know that you're moving on, but I mean, in my past life was an emergency manager, so can appreciate all of the hard work. And, people don't necessarily take it seriously until we're in an emergency. And how smoothly an emergency goes is a testament to how much work that you've put into it prior. At an emergency is not the time to be having introductions to your OPP or your fire department or your neighbors. That should be well established before that. So thank you for your hard work.
Thank you.
Yes, I mean, and it was proven this spring. It went very smooth with the emergencies we had. Things went well. I mean,
A lot of hard work by everybody. on the
absolutely, but I mean, you've done all the prep work, so everybody know who to contact, and so good job.
team. Thank you.
I echo that. I too will say good job. Thank you for all your work. And, it's unfortunate that you are relocating to be with family, but if that gets delayed any further, I think we need to talk about an extension and how long you're staying with us. So.
That's a good idea.
Right? Yeah. When the mayor says it, you can't say no.
Yeah, we enjoyed having you on the committee, and you'll definitely be missed.
Thank you. We'll take it offline.
You've been a pleasure to work with, and you've certainly worked together with the team during the emergency. And a lot of people came together, and I was happy with the results of how all the roads were repaired, and fortunately in our community, none of our people were injured. I know Councillor Corbett was in that storm, and every time I drive by there, it catches me to think of how quickly everything disappeared there. So I thank you for working with us, and hope you'll stay a little while longer yet.
If I may, I just want to say though, thank you. But Alan has done more than just the community emergency management with us. So he's helped us with our technology. He certainly lent his expertise to getting us a little bit more tech savvy here in our operations. And he was very helpful with the strategic planning as well. So thanks for lending those expertise
My
to us
pleasure.
and moving us forward.
That was a great experience to be part of. Thank you.
Thank you.
You will
Yes.
leave a hole.
I have to say, from the last emergency that we had, and we didn't have the capability that you have here that we had now with the computers. And the next day after I had left here about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I came back and I saw what had been put together with the roads, all the information with the roads. I was very impressed with that to see how everything could be put together so quickly, and what was happening, and who was out there repairing, and that the roads had been blocked off. And I was impressed with how the operations went during this emergency, for sure.
Thank you.
So could we have a mover and a seconder?
So moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor Featherstone, that council accepts this report as the annual review and that the annual compliance be authorized to be submitted.
All in favor? Carried. Next, we have items for discussion. It's a report from Councillor Featherstone, North Bay Mattawa Conservation Authority meeting.
So meetings are generally Wednesday at 4 o'clock, one a month. But it's in the 3 years that I've been involved, multiple times a month. Usually they have some extra. So far I've made 41 out of 47 meetings, but the meetings now are conflicting with my work schedule. So the Wednesday from 4 usually goes till 6:30. I can make the first 45 minutes of most meetings, but I'm on ice coaching our junior team right after. So today I was on the ice and I had my cell phone on me and had like an earbud in, and I could hear most of the meeting and kind of pay attention to both, but obviously not getting 100% out of it and not there in person either. So I just wanted to put that forward, that this will be kind of ongoing for the next 2 months or so, and then it'll free up again after curling season's over. So I don't know how we feel about missing 2, maybe 3 meetings in a row. I make the first little bit, but I definitely can't do the entire thing. And then most of the special meetings that they've come up with, I've been able to be there for those. So I just wanted our council to be aware.
Okay.
Do you need someone to fill in?
I don't think we can.
No?
Is
there a
sworn
rule?
in?
Is there gonna be much going on now that the government's taking it over? Like, how much is gonna be happening in the next couple, 3 meetings?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think we have to wait until after the meeting, probably. When is that? That's the 21st as well, right?
Yes.
That's what's the 20th.
Yeah.
So, and maybe then we would know more. I did have some of the municipalities approaching me with respect to the Mattawa North Bay Conservation, because we were the ones that initiated the conversation to start with. But I talked to Nikki about it, and I think that probably we need to have a little bit more information, as well as if we go to that meeting. Everybody was invited, I believe, on the 21st. So maybe we'll know more then to come back and call a meeting here, host the meeting here with all of the board members to discuss I'm sure there's going to be changes with them bringing all of the people in underneath the same umbrella. So
Yeah, we just got an email about that today as well, and that's the first kind of official email that we've seen. We've seen a lot of kind of jumbled emails that weren't sent to everybody over the last little while, but this was sent to everybody on the board, that there's an information session November 18th at 10 a.m. That I'm able to attend. It's online. And that's about them like consolidating the 36 conservation authorities throughout Ontario. So that'll be kind of our first big information on that agenda.
yes, that would make a big difference in the structure, right?
Mhm. I should connect after that.
Okay.
We didn't need a motion for that, Nikki, for his report, no?
No.
No. Okay, so then next we have motions for support, and I need a mover and a seconder for election response.
So moved by Councillor McGinnis, seconded by Councillor Clark. The council for the Township of Bonnfield endorses the Elect Respect Pledge and commits to treating all individuals with respect in every setting, public, private, and digital, speaking out against harassment, threats, unlawful intimidation, and personal attacks, keeping debate focused on ideas and public policy, not individuals, fostering an environment where people of all backgrounds feel safe and supported in seeking and holding public office, urging relevant authorities to ensure the safety and protection of elected officials facing threats and abuse, demonstrating leadership through integrity, accountability, and mutual respect among colleagues and constituents. And council encourages other municipalities, elected official organizations, and residents to support the Elect Respect initiative and sign the pledge at www.electrespect.ca. And that a copy of this resolution be sent to the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, Ontario's Big City Mayors, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, local members of Parliament, members of Provincial Parliament, and the North Bay Ontario Provincial Police, and all Ontario municipalities.
All in favor? Carrie? The other was just information, the Township of Zora,
Mhm.
Township of Springwater, Township of Zora, I don't,
They were all about the Elect Respect.
okay, they were
They
all of that,
endorsed it.
okay. Next, we have Castle Home, quarterly capital levy.
I shall step out.
So then we'll take a mover and seconder first before we discuss it.
So moved by Councillor Featherstone, seconded by Councillor McGinnis, whereas the Castle Home Board approved the quarterly capital levy of $476,335.45 for actual construction interest costs from July to September of 2025. Therefore, be it resolved that Council for the Township of Bonfield authorize the payment of $15,399.87, representing the township's portion of the interest levy and from the budgeted reserve allocation for 2025.
All in favor? Oh, I should have asked any
We
questions.
really don't have a choice, right?
Well, no.
So I'm not sure what there is to
It
discuss.
can, it's kind of upsetting when you figure all of that money goes to interest, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
4 months, that's it.
Yeah.
That's July to October. That's only 4 months of interest.
Wow. Well, I guess we're all in favor of it.
And I think that we're being prudent in putting aside money as well, because we really don't know. There was a delegation at AMO, a joint delegation that we attended to see if we could participate in the program that we missed out by 51 days. That would have greatly reduced our levy. There wasn't anything that they said that they could do for us, but we'll keep trying.
That's right. Okay,
Jason? Yeah.
you didn't get to sit in there for hours.
No.
It's like we're calling Mr. Rogers.
Next, we have a correction for our council minutes from 2022. Could I have a mover and a seconder for that?
Yes. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Featherstone, seconded by Councillor McGinnis, whereas it was discovered that a typo was made on the council minutes of May 24th, 2022 in regard to motion 6, a consent application B3 2022, Joanne Stewart, be it hereby resolved that it should read consent application B4 2022, and further that council accepts this amendment.
All in favor? Carried. There's correspondence that I believe I'm going to just go through it and see if council wants to comment on it. We need a motion to accept the correspondence.
So moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor Featherstone, that council receives the correspondence circulated with the agenda of November 12th, 2025.
All in favor? Carried. Now, I'll just go through ABC, just look. The Bonfield Public Library minutes, we've received them and that's good. And then the next we have the Ontario Municipal Funding contributions. Does anybody have any comments on that?
I think it's a great report. I don't know if, I'm glad that this is posted to the website, because I think that constituents can see where we're at. The information looks like we're just at the end of the 5-year reporting period. So there is probably going to be another reporting period, because it goes from 2020 to 2025. And Bonfield is growing. We're above the median rate for growth, which I think is great. And our rating is maybe right in the middle right now. So I think it is a it's a good report and, our funding did go up by a little bit. I was trying to do the reverse math, but it wasn't working because it's 90,000 increase, but how many households and then the amount of households. So,
Yeah, it's based on weighted.
yeah.
It did increase by the Ontario Municipal Partnership Fund increased by 90,600 for 2026. But in 2026, we do not have the NORDS funding from the province, and that was 90,200. So.
Oh.
It's a wash.
$400 up.
So, yeah, so it's
Do you
almost a
Have
wash.
any comments?
Nope, I will echo. I think it's actually a good report. It's nice to see. It shows Bonfield's healthy, actually, is what it shows. So happy to see that. I think I am, like Councillor Clark said, hopeful people will go in and read this report. It gives a good picture. So
A good picture.
Yeah.
Don, do you have anything?
No.
See? No? Well, anytime we're receiving money, it's a good report, right? Next, we have, this is just correspondence if we want to support it in the next council meeting. I would support, it's rent protections for tenants, but that works both ways, I think.
Yeah, the wording, I was that too, but the wording actually says that, it does respect both sides,
Yeah.
that it's fair. So, I mean, I would support that too, just because of the way that it's worded. It's not just about rent protection. It does protect the landlords as well.
And the next one is the removing HST, GST from new homes. We could support that. When we
Have
built
done
our
that.
home,
Yeah.
we built our home in 1993. If you saved every one of your receipts and you sent it in, you got it was called only GST back then.
Right.
But certainly after you went all through the process of building your house and then we turn this in and get a nice lump sum back. So I sure would support that.
Yeah.
We built in 2017, it was the same thing. You
Yeah,
had-
yeah,
At the end, you
Yeah.
had to hand everything in
to get your
To get the
rebate.
GST back.
Yeah.
I believe this only applies to first-time home
Yes.
buyers, right? Yeah.
Only first-time home
Yeah.
builders?
That does,
Unfortunately.
but you can get a GST rebate.
Oh, the
on
GST,
any-
sorry,
yeah,
I
Yeah,
focused back on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the next one is the Ministry of Natural Resources. Wildland Fire Management Act input.
Yeah, we're a little late.
And the next
Did
one,
anyone do it? Did our fire chief get a chance to do it?
Yeah, so this correspondence was sent to the fire department as well. So our fire chief did have some questions for clarifying. Of course, we welcome the administrative monetary penalty program for anything because it makes life so much easier. And then he did have questions that he did get clarification for on the wildland fire as well. Some of the changes.
and then Castle Home Board minutes, that's just information. Phenom welcomes Northern commitments in Ontario's fall economic statement. And then Peterborough County reinstating the eligibility for curbside blue box collection. That wouldn't affect us at all because,
No, we're a depot system, not a curbside.
so that's next, no closed session. And then next we have the confirmatory bylaw. Mover and a seconder.
So moved by Councillor Corbett, seconded by Councillor Featherstone, that council for the Township of Bonfield hereby adopts bylaw 2025-40 to confirm the proceedings of council from October 28, 2025 to November 12th, 2025 as presented and is considered read 3 times and passed this 12th day of November 2025.
All in favor? Carried. Who wants to pass the next one?
So moved by Councillor Clark, seconded by Councillor McGinnis, that this meeting be adjourned at 7:29.
31.
All in favor? Carried. Now close this meeting. Thank you very much for attending our meeting today, and thank you to the people listening in. And the meeting is closed. Thank you.